Inferno Awareness Week Proclamation, April 18, 24, and 21. This will be presented by Council Member Schilling.
Whereas according to the CDC, 1 in 8 couples have trouble getting pregnant or sustaining a pregnancy, and whereas the World Health Organization and American Medical Association define infertility as a disease, and whereas infertility affects women and men equally and does not discriminate based on race, religion, sexual orientation, marital status, or socioeconomic level, and whereas the LGBTQIA+ community also faces challenges when building their families, and whereas all people challenged in their family building journey should have access to all family building options, and whereas family building options include adoption, medical treatment, and third-party reproduction, and whereas cost and lack of insurance coverage are barriers for many to access family building options they need, and whereas raising awareness of infertility and the barriers faced by those looking to build a family is the first step to removing these barriers, and whereas family building options, I read that one, whereas Burien joins Resolve, the National Infertility Association, dedicated volunteers, healthcare professionals, and members of the infertility and family building community by participating in this promotion. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Burien, Washington, does hereby ask all Burien community members to join together to proclaim April 18th to 24th in the City of Burien as National Infertility Awareness Week.
All righty, here to accept is Melina Thomas. Thank you very much. You have some words for us.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. So my name is Melanie Thomas. I am a volunteer advocate with Resolve, the National Infertility Association, and this week is National Infertility Awareness Week. I am an infertility survivor. My husband and I went through 6 years of infertility. During that time, we had 5 miscarriages, 2 unsuccessful rounds of IVF. We eventually moved on to gestational surrogacy, and I have a 15-month-old daughter now. Through that experience, I realized that people just don't fully understand infertility. I think it's something that there's a lot of guilt and shame associated with it, and a lot of people who suffer from it, that 1 in 8 that he was mentioning earlier, we just don't feel comfortable to talk about it. There's a lot of stigma behind it, and I think it's time that we start to change that and start to talk about it and really acknowledge that it's there and it's pretty prevalent in the community. What Resolve does is they put a lot of funding into lobbying efforts. They advocate for changes at the policy level. I was a participant last year in what's it called? Advocacy Day. So it's Infertility Advocacy Day at supposed to be at Capitol Hill last year. COVID kind of changed that, but we made it virtual. I am also going to be participating this year, but we spoke with our state senators' offices, members of Congress, and advocated for their support and some bills that support changes to, for me, one that's really important is there's 18 states in the country that actually have medical coverage that cover fertility treatments, because infertility is considered a medical diagnosis as a disease, but treatment is not covered for that here in the state of Washington. So I feel like Washington really needs to step up and make sure that those of us who suffer from this disease, that healthcare covers the, the treatments that are associated with that. So this is a week that all of us in the infertility community, we share stories, we talk about it, we cry, we laugh, just talk about it to the community, and hopefully those people who are not yet ready to share, maybe 1 year they'll feel comfortable, and the more that we share, the more we start to maybe normalize it and not feel so much guilt and shame. So I think we're moving in the right direction. We're not there yet, but the advocate volunteers that I work with are great. And this is an amazing week for all of us. And we get really excited and really pumped up. So I really just wanted to thank you, Mayor, for this proclamation, and the City of Burien for everything that you guys are doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you very much for sharing your story. And, we're very happy to be supporting this proclamation. Thank you.